All right, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Well, it's a great day. We're really glad all of you can join us here today. It's my privilege to welcome you to our official ribbon cutting ceremony commemorating the move to our new Jasper home for Stens Corporation here on Hospitality Drive. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ralph Howard, and I'm the president of the Ariens Global Aftermarket Parts business, of which Stens is our flagship brand. Stens was born here in Jasper some 43 years ago, and this marks the fifth move and expansion for the business, and it's the third move and expansion for the business since it was acquired by Ariens Company back in 1995. So this date marks the beginning of the next chapter for the company, and this move marks a very important milestone in our growth. It signifies a deep level of commitment to the Jasper community and to the passionate employees who work here every day to astound our customers. Our customers who were initially local to the Jasper area, then regional, then national, and now customers who are located around the globe, who are seeking a partner who can provide them with quality parts and support to keep their outdoor power equipment running and their businesses humming. And that partner of choice is Stens. Now, this day would not have been possible if it weren't for a great deal of cooperation by both local and state level folks. And I'd like to begin by acknowledging our special guests who are in attendance with us today and some of our key partners who helped make the move to our new home possible. So I'd like to begin by acknowledging Lieutenant Governor of Indiana, Lieutenant Governor of the State of Indiana, Sue Ellspermann, is here today. Constituent Services Representative for Congressman Bouchon, Connor Lentz. Connor here. Mayor of the City of Jasper, Terry Seitz. President of our local Chamber of Commerce, Nancy Eckerly. And all of the key individuals and organizations that helped get us here, including the Indiana Economic Development Council, the State of Indiana, the City of Jasper, and the Jasper City Council. Fairwinds Advisors, specifically Jay Walters and Jenny Massey. Performa Incorporated, they were the architects for our new facility. Seabird Construction, our local contractor, and all of the subs that helped us with our project. Bob Haddad of Columbus Container. Kimball International and their local dealer Business Environments, who helped really outfit our office with some wonderful fittings. And all of the members of the press who have joined us here today. So as I mentioned earlier, Stens was acquired by Ariens Company back in 1995. Ariens is a privately owned business. It's headquartered in Brillion, Wisconsin. It's rich in tradition, and it's based in a town with values and a work ethic very similar to that we have here in Jasper. The Ariens family has provided outstanding leadership to the business over the past 80 years, and we now have fifth-generation family members that are working in the company. And I'd like to recognize and thank Mike Ariens and his wife Mimi for joining us here today. Mike and Mimi. Mike is currently the chairman of the board for Ariens Company, and he's grandson of the father of the company, Hank Ariens. Mike joined the company in 1959 and not only provided leadership for the company during the years as CEO, but he's also a recognized leader, mentor, and role model for the outdoor power equipment industry. You might also be glad to know that he received his MBA from Indiana University. We also have two outstanding fourth generation leaders of the Ariens Company that are with us today that I would also like to recognize, and both of whom will be saying a few words this morning. Many of you already know Peter Ariens. Peter's up here in front. Peter's the president of our Stens and J. Thomas businesses here in Jasper, and Peter's been a local resident since 1997 when he took over leadership responsibility for these businesses. He and his wife, Dee Dee, and their daughters are very active in the local community, and Peter was most directly responsible for securing and overseeing the building of the office space in the distribution center in which he joined us today. Also with us today is Dan Ariens. Dan is joined today by his son Daniel. Where's Daniel at? There he is. So Dan is CEO and president of Ariens Company. And he and his family, too, were local residents here in Jasper for a couple of years back in 1995, 1996 time frame, as Dan was the first president of the business following the acquisition of Stens by the Ariens Company. So with no further ado, I'd like to invite Dan up now to the podium to share a few words with us this morning.
Good morning. It's a very exciting day here in Jasper, Indiana. It's always nice to see my friends down here. As Ralph mentioned, I'll tell you a very quick story about Julie and I moving down here with our 5 children. Claire, who is now 17 years old and a senior in high school, had just been born. And Ariens Company and my father and the board of directors agreed to buy Stens Corporation. We went through an interesting acquisition, all the due diligence to go through, and through all this I was telling my wife Julie, you know, this will be a nice business, it'll be a lot of fun to do, and she kept saying, we're not moving, we're not moving, we're not. I said, well, it'll report to, but we're not moving. So we moved. But you know, you do what's right, and Julie made a sacrifice, and she's always played the piano her whole life, so she's always wanted a piano, and so to get her to move, she asked for a baby grand Baldwin piano, which we bought in Green Bay and had it moved down to Jasper, Indiana. She played the piano a little bit down here. But then when it was time to move, she didn't want to move away from Jasper because we love the community. We spent 2 years here. Our kids loved the schools. They made lots of friends. And it was as hard to move away as it was to move into Jasper, Indiana. So we loved it down here. And I always love coming back. We're really proud of what we've accomplished here, and some wonderful folks that have helped this business grow. It's been a lot of fun. I don't know that we've had those moments where we've wondered why we bought this business. It's always been one of those where it's been a great part of the Ariens family and the Ariens Company. So, you know, some of you don't know the whole story on Stens, and I thought this would be my chance to give you some of that even before the Ariens family got involved. The Stephenogel family here in Jasper started this business with one room and a retail outlet, servicing and selling parts and outdoor power equipment. But it was 1970 when they published their very first catalog, and became the parts became a real focus of their business. And in 1980, they stopped repairing lawnmowers and focused totally on the parts. And at that point, decided to dedicate themselves and build or move into a 92,000 square foot facility in Jasper. This focus paid lots of dividends, and that's about the time we got to know this company and see them in the industry. But at that point in the mid-'80s, they grew well over 400%. So it was a nice growth period late in the 1980s. We came around in 1995 and purchased Stens late in 1995, and my family and I moved down here in 1996, and we're here until 1998. It was in 1998-99 where Peter took over this operation and began to pursue markets outside of just outdoor power equipment parts, but moved into industrial and rental and turf and landscape, and eventually into golf course and golf cart marketing of parts. And today we're in this new facility because this business has grown under Peter's leadership and expanded internationally. The Ariens Company has expanded internationally as well, and Stens has come along with us to these new markets. The group was just in Europe, where we see opportunities from both Scandinavia and European continents, the UK, as well as Central Europe. We see growth opportunities as well there. And we're in Australia as well with this operation. The Stens parts are sold all over Australia. So for many generations we've been together. The Stephenogel family did us the right thing by moving us into this operation, and we were blessed by the opportunity to grow. Peter's taken it to the next level, and this building is a result, and it helps us to grow and take us beyond. With that, I have the pleasure of introducing our special guest here today. As Lieutenant Governor, she manages 7 state agencies, including the Office of Energy Development, the Office of Small Business and Entrepreneurship, and serves as the President of the Indiana Senate. She is also a Du Bois County native. Sue Ellspermann, our Lieutenant Governor, would you please come up?
And Peter, this must be like me when I'm with my family, they call you Peter. I know you as Pete, but everyone else, my family calls me Susan, and everyone else calls me Sue. So I figure, hopefully you don't mind if I say Pete. But thank you, Pete, Dan, and family for your commitment to Du Bois County, a very special place for all of us. And your story is such a great one to share. It's that small family business that has grown into a truly global organization, starting here in Jasper and now growing here into this wonderful story that we have today. Your success really epitomizes the work ethic, and we talked, Dan, about how the work ethic here is reflective of what you're familiar with in Wisconsin, but the wonderful work ethic, the stability, the permanence, the strong management that you find here in Jasper and in Du Bois County. We continue here in Du Bois County to have one of the lowest unemployment rates in the state, which really captures that hard work ethic. And we continue to do economic development and work together to better define Jasper as a great place to live and to work. Since May, I've been on my Listen and Learn tour, 92 county Listen and Learn tour, of which 51 are completed right now. Mike, I'm getting tired. It's been a long time on the road, meeting with elected officials, business leaders, farmers, and agriculture leaders. I did learn a new term. This might interest Du Bois County natives. I learned a new term in northern Indiana, northwest Indiana. They call Indianapolis downstate. So I asked them, if Indianapolis is downstate, where am I in Du Bois County? I think their word was Kentucky or something. That's the difference, and now you know the length of Indiana and how all of our regions are a bit different. So business growth in our rural cities and towns is really key to all of our continued prosperities. And yet our communities are challenged with brain drain, workforce mismatches, if you will, crime, distressed buildings and infrastructure, all of those challenges that I know their site deals with on a regular basis. But we're working hard to build a future, to retain our younger residents and to provide quality of life and really what we'll say, quality of place, so that people of all ages will choose to live here in Jasper and in Du Bois County. This project, though, is just a perfect example of local corporate commitment, the type that many other cities and towns would also welcome and warmly embrace. Local entrepreneurs who have grown to be global, renovating and repurposing the facilities here, committing to the community with a new headquarters, almost 100 new jobs, and over $2 million in investment. I know that one of our Governor Pence's favorite statements is, in Indiana, we like to do two things: make things and grow things. And here in Indiana, it's all a part of what we do. And so on behalf of the Pence administration, we say thank you very much. From day one, this administration has focused on jobs in Indiana. And I might just mention that Indiana ranks #1 in the Midwest and #5 in the nation as the best place to do business, ranked by Chief Executive Magazine, #2 in the United States by Site Selectors as a great place to start a business or have a business. And we're one of 9 states in the country to have a AAA credit rating from all 3 credit rating agencies. But that comes as we continue to commit to make this state even more, ever more business friendly, with almost a 25% reduction in our corporate income taxes, eliminating the state inheritance tax this year. We did the largest personal income tax cut in our state's history, and all of this while we're moving ahead with new growth and new ideas. So now, I say, what's our new challenge? And we just spoke about this prior to the conference, is workforce. Making sure that we have the skilled workers you need, work ready, to come grow with you every day. And so in our administration, we've taken on 2 significant initiatives. One's called the Indiana Careers Council, which was a bipartisan effort, unanimously voted in by the legislature, to bring the first time in recent memory of bringing the governor as the chair, me as the vice chair, Department of Workforce Development, higher education, K-12 education, business, labor, all around the table to talk about how do we make sure that we take care of these gaps we have, these mismatches we have with workforce, and ensuring every Hoosier has that opportunity for a good job. So know that we're going to continue to work on those efforts. At the regional level, the Indiana Regional Works Council, the second initiative was the governor's campaign strategy to say, let's go make sure we know every region of our state has different needs. And many of those are career and technical education needs. We understand that not every young person should go on to college, that their gifts and talents are very applied in nature, and there are great jobs for those individuals. And here in Jasper, we're blessed to have Stens University Jasper with the new CTIM, which provides many of the opportunities that we're going to need to make sure that we have that career-ready, technically skilled workforce for Stens and the many other businesses and manufacturers here in Du Bois County. So with that, I just say, Dan, Pete, and all of the Stens family, we're just so proud and grateful for your accomplishments here in Jasper and the impact you have on this entire region. It's so gratifying to tout the success of Indiana companies, but I have to tell you, touting this one's extra special when this is in my home backyard. So congratulations on the new facility and this new chapter in Stens history. Now, speaking about backyards, my job is to introduce the mayor. Terry Seitz has been doing so much in his second year of his administration, leading planning processes for the downtown, the riverfront, master plans, targeting business growth, improving our quality of place, and building on a strong legacy left by his predecessor, Mayor Schmidt. But I would say, in the governor's terms, Terry Seitz is taking Jasper from good to great. So with that, Mayor Seitz, I'd like to ask you to come up, and as my friend and colleague,
Very kind. Thank you very much. So to the Lieutenant Governor, what a pleasure it is to say those words as a title of you, Sue. To Mike, to Dan, to Ralph, and of course to my friend Pete. Welcome this morning. What a wonderful day this is. As Sue had asked me earlier at the meeting, would you like to start off your Mondays like this all the time? And I told her I do. So what a privilege it is to be here. And welcome everyone. In downtown Jasper, on a mural commemorating our history, read these words: born from rich soil. One of our community's most cherished riches is one that's probably overlooked, and that is being celebrated this morning in a very unique way here at Stens. It's our families. Jasper's history is rich in family businesses, and Stens includes a story about not just one, but two families. The Stefanogle family that you heard Dan explain, who built this business into a starting point from a humble one-room repair shop into a distribution company that got them on the radar of the Ariens family, who has sustained and grown Stens into an international juggernaut from Jasper since 1995. We are indeed blessed to have so many family success stories, and accordingly, we delight in having Peter Ariens as a Jasper neighbor and the entire Ariens family connected with us in a business sense. The Stens vision of passionate people, astounded customers, has aligned them with raving fans throughout the world. You're creating raving fans every day, with an emphasis on core values and a focus on innovation through processes of continuous learning. Stens is poised to capture even greater achievements. And to that end, that will benefit our community, of which I am delighted to be mayor. One of the 15 principles of Ariens and Stens management system is long-term, viewing today's decisions with an eye on the future. It's really what mayors are supposed to do as well. To do that, we have to use one of the other 15 principles, which let's get dirty, to get down those weeds and see what's going on. In closing, I see today's event as a short-term milestone in a lifelong celebration of doing business the right way for the right reasons. To the Ariens family and the Stens business family, we thank you for your continued investment in Jasper. We are indeed enriched by your presence in our community. Thank you very much, and congratulations. I looked at Peter and said, am I supposed to introduce you? And he goes, yeah, just say Peter.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate that. Thank you for the great introduction. First things first, I have to look up the word juggernaut on Wikipedia when I get back to my office.
I can Google it for you if you want me to.
Yeah, my phone's over there. I'll have to do that. But there's two other people I want to thank. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to all my friends who joined us today. A lot of friendly faces out there, so thank you for joining me and us on this great celebration today. But there's really two people. Bob, if you just stand up for a second. Bob Haddad from Columbus Container. Bob really ultimately made this happen. It wasn't me, it wasn't the Ariens Company, it wasn't the mayor, Lieutenant Governor, no offense, but it wasn't you. It was really that gentleman that made this happen. So Bob, thank you for that. And I also want to thank my wife. Stand up to you. I have officially/unofficially been on the road for 5 weeks. When you grow an international business like this, it's not easy. And you have to have a support mechanism here to be able to make that happen. So for that, I appreciate everything about it. Mayor Sykes, Lieutenant Governor Ellspermann, thank you so much. I'm delighted to be hosting you here today, along with the Ariens Company executives as well. Bob, why don't you raise your hand, please? Bob, actually stand up. Bob Bradford, along with Todd from Performer, really made this project come together. So thank you, Bob and Todd. Both of you did a great job there. A project like this does not happen without great planning and even better execution. We had very good support from the Ariens Company for the long-term, Mayor, for the long-term infrastructure needs of our organization. The project teams on the build-out of the warehouse and the construction of these offices were well executed with an on-time move of our warehouse as of the end of 2013, and only minor adjustments to the schedule on the office construction. Only minor. Cypher, where are you? Only minor adjustments to the office construction. A very large part of this move was borne by the great staff here at Stens, who managed to move both a warehouse and an office without any interruption to our customers. A difficult feat for such a large project. For that, I want to personally thank our great employees. The point of today is to celebrate the success of Stens. My hope when we set out to look for a new facility was that the state of Indiana and the community of Jasper would recognize the value of the jobs that we provide today and the jobs we will provide in the future. Stens continues to grow, and that is good for the state, the city, and the surrounding counties. I can tell you with this personal experience that the state of Indiana and the city of Jasper are open for business. The abatement process could not have gone any more smoothly. Speaking on behalf of all Stens employees, we appreciate the opportunity that we've been afforded and have a renewed commitment to our vision of passionate people, astounded customers. By working to be innovative in the way we deliver that promise to our customer every day. With that said, Stens would like to open our doors to you and share our vision of what a global parts brand looks like in our local community. Lieutenant Governor, Mayor, and Ralph, if you'll join me up here, we will cut the ribbon. And before we actually do cut the ribbon, I want to remind you that we will be available for interviews afterward, but more importantly, there is cake in the back that we all want you to have a part of. So, thank you.
You're ready. 1, 2, 3.